Do you know how you're going to manage the workplace in a post-lockdown environment? Well, this may seem premature as we've only just gone into the next lockdown. But for HR departments and D&I, diversity and inclusion departments, they will very much be grappling with this because it is a tricky mix of lots of elements. The main three are, of course, personal space. Now, what was culturally perceived as our personal space has suddenly extended. So, according to proxemics, which I've discussed before, it was 1.2 metres to 3 metres was the space of which we felt comfortable interacting with our colleagues and our acquaintances. Now, that has gone out to 2 metres. With the social distancing that we've been experiencing for months now, 2 metres is the point at which people feel comfortable having someone in their space. Workplace. And that for many is in contradiction to that 2 metre point and even the 1.2 metre point because workplaces have changed over the last few years. They've become agile, they've become more densely populated. Desks have become smaller than the vast desks that we used to have. Offices are out, meeting rooms are in, they tend to be quite small. Pods, smaller still. All of these things mean that there is greater proximity within the workplace. And lastly are our human needs. And that's basically with the prospect of getting back into a normal environment or what was normal. Many people will want to hug their colleagues because, quite frankly, just relief and elation for not being in that space anymore. But for others, it will be an opportunity to have some human contact that they have been starved of for a very long time indeed. Whereas for others, absolutely, that personal space will want to be almost a force field where they will not want people within it. So much of how organisations are going to manage this will depend on their culture. So how do they do things around there? It will depend on whether they have an intrinsic level of understanding of difference and being aware of what those differences bring and being respectful of those and welcoming that difference into their workplace. This is the point at which, if the D&I policy is very much just a tick box superficial affair, that the wheels are going to start to come off. However, for those organisations which have a lived sense of this, then they very much will find that they can just slip into the new way of working and will speed off and ahead of all the other competitors. So my top 3 tips for helping you step into that space is, firstly, ensure that your organisation values difference, and I mean in every way, so that you are speaking it, you are walking the talk, you are living it, so that everybody knows that this is the way that you do things. And also communicate that. So have a standard way of doing it and make sure that those words are repeated every single time so that it becomes a mantra, so that people understand that the difference that they bring to an organisation is respected and valued. And lastly, help your staff. It's going to be tricky. Give them some guidelines. Let them know how to say to someone, is this okay? Are you all right in this space? Or how to have that question before a meeting room is booked and not just to make assumptions. Obviously, there's lots more things to talk about in this. If you want to know more, you can always get in contact with me and I will see you soon.